road trip begins tonight in Atlanta for Luka and the Lakers. And life on the road has been perfect so far this season. 4-0 away from Crypto.com Arena. In fact, the Lakers haven't lost anything in nearly 2 weeks, looking to make it a 6-game winning streak. Lakers and Hawks tipping off in 1 hour. So we say hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. I'm Allie Clifton alongside the Hall of Famer, big game James Worthy, the 5-time champ himself, Derek Fisher. Good vibes in Lakerland right now. What's not to love here to start the season?
Yeah, it's a really good vibes, good start. Team is connected. Fans are, connected. It's a good start.
Yeah, no, it's a great start, so let's not jinx it and over-talk about it and try to label it as something. Let's just focus on tonight.
We don't believe in jinx, Derek, for this current moment. We're going to dive right in. You're correct. The Laker road trip begins tonight in Atlanta. The Lakers enter tonight's game riding an impressive 5-game winning streak. Look, these are just the facts. I am not jinxing anything. In addition, they're also perfect on the road so far this season. They're currently sitting at second in the West, 7-2. The last time they started 8-2 was back in the 2019-20 season. You know what happened then. So you won 5 straight. You're coming off arguably your best win of the season, big game versus the Spurs on Wednesday. You're more rested than the Hawks, who played last night. You haven't played since Wednesday. Just an opportunity to kind of get things started here on the road on the right foot. Carry that one.
It's a good opportunity to keep things going. 7-2, that's really good. To me, even if they weren't 7-2, if they were 3-4 or something not as good as they are now, just the way they are playing this early in the season, the way they're connected on the defensive end would be really good for me. I mean, the record is outstanding, the way they've won games, but they've only done it by having a sticky defense, especially down the stretch. So Atlanta, a team they should beat, even though the Lakers are coming to town. Atlanta gets really excited. This is that first game on the road. You really gotta focus and concentrate. You had a good start. You had a decent break. You kind of exhaled. Now it's time to get the mind ready to refocus and get back to work.
Yeah, and sometimes getting out on the road, in particular when things are going well, you need that kind of us against the world energy. You need to be in hostile territory so that the team can continue to grow closer together, continue to become more connected on and off the court, and just not hear the news and hear people saying how good things are going, how good you guys are playing. It's hard to win on the road in the NBA. And so that adversity will help form the early connections for this team. And good opportunity tonight, especially with Trae Young out, for the Lakers to continue to build and have some success.
I was going to say, it's not just Trae Young. No Kristaps Porzingis, no Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and no Jalen Johnson for the Atlanta Hawks. But you don't want to let your guard down, because you're also, as we take this conversation one step further, going to be without Austin Reaves. He'll miss his 3rd straight dealing with that groin. He's averaging over 30 and 9 a night. You're 2-0 without him, but this is obviously an injury that you don't want to mess with, and the Lakers aren't going to.
Well, I've never really had a severe groin, but I know teammates that have, and you have to be really careful with that, because they can become more extreme and then take longer to heal. So I'm glad that they're paying attention to that. Atlanta's without players, just like the Lakers have been without players. They're going to be players for the Hawks that are going to get volume minutes, volume shots, and more time to prove themselves. So, yeah, you don't want to go in and, take anybody lightly ever. But you definitely, with all their players out, sometimes you can let your guard down. Not a good night to do that first game out.
And the other piece of missing players is the scouting report changes. And when you play against the Atlanta Hawks with their guys in the lineup, the actions that they run, the sets they run, where you can find guys offensively and defensively, it's entirely different when you have the guys that they have missing. And so all of a sudden, the Hawks are hitting you from everywhere with guys that you weren't expecting to be in those positions.
Just a little perspective and emphasis there. It just heightens your focus level, correct?
It should, but players are human, and so the natural tendency will be to let your guard down because you're searching for answers. Before, when Jalen Johnson, Trae Young, Kristaps Porzingis, Alexander Walker, you know the answers to the test because you understand who those players are. When those guys are missing, a few of those answers are unknown. That tends to lessen the intensity and the focus, and hopefully they can find it early in this game and not allow the Hawks to stick around.
Yeah, veteran teams have a tendency to know how to knock these games out of the park. You know, when you're a veteran team, like when you're winning championships and you're, you know, predicted to win, they know how to go in and take these games. It'd be a good test for the Lakers tonight to see if they can come in focused. And, you know, we're missing a player. They're missing several. It's a game they should win to see how focused they can be and take care of business early and in the third quarter.
We mentioned the Lakers 4-0 on the road. They're the only team in the NBA left perfect away from their home arena. DeAndre Ayton is currently on the court getting in his pregame war. Welcome back. We're still awaiting the return of LeBron James as he's been sidelined with sciatica to start the season. When he does take the court, he'll become the first player in NBA history to play 23 seasons, another historic milestone for the league's all-time leading scorer. And the latest with him, he's moving in the right direction with this injury. Shams reporting he's been cleared to play 5-on-5. He is not with the team currently on this road trip. But whenever he returns, the game could be somewhere between the 18th and 23rd of this month. We start with just having him back is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's LeBron James. I mean, look, he's going his 23rd year. Totally dominant player, you know, still having a major impact on the game. So, yeah, I mean, look, it's always nice having the experience, the wisdom, and the greatness of LeBron James on the floor. How he adjusts coming back, you know, will be, you know, up to him how he wants to fit in. But, you know, he can only be great. That's all he knows how to be. So he's smart enough, wise enough to come back and maybe have the impact enhancing other people. We'll see.
Yeah, I originally when I heard about LeBron being out with sciatica, I was like, man, he, you know, for us golfers out there, we know how that feels. But last year was 2024, Paris Olympics, and that was a long summer for LeBron and for most veteran guys. And it makes me wonder if, like, this is just the right road to recovery, even if he is not injured, with my air quotes. Like, to really allow him to have an off-season and kind of ramp his body and his mind up in a way that once he plays his first game for the Lakers this season, you're not having to manage and navigate as much and manage the load as much because you took the appropriate time at the beginning. So I just wonder if he intentionally wanted just a longer ramp up to the season compared to last year, really no ramp up coming off of the Paris Olympics.
Because truly, there is no blueprint. No one's ever done it at this point, and especially playing at this state.
And that's the thing, like, it's really hard to get up for a season, I don't know, after 12 or 13 years in the league. You really got to be focused and doing the right thing in the offseason. So as great as he's been, it could be really, really difficult for him to enter this 23rd year. Just like Fish said, he could be tired. He could be, you know, looking to allow the team to develop. But it's not easy to do what he's done. And he's done it probably better than anybody. I mean, we had some Michael and Kobe and all those guys. But, yeah, I agree with you, Fish. He could be just like, he could be tired. You know, he could be just like, I just want to relax a little bit.
I think the other good thing, too, is, like, it's so important for your franchise players to see what the team is capable of without him.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that buy-in, then you have no chance to win. If he doesn't believe there's enough on the floor to get it done, it's hard to get his buy-in. And so to see the way the team has started without him on the court, last week I was thinking about there was a stretch towards the end of the 2001 regular season that Kobe missed about 8 or 9 ball games. And when he came back, after watching the team execute offensively, help and protect each other defensively, that was the year we kind of took off into the playoffs and we played at an astronomical level. But he came back into a team that he saw excelling at a high level without him. And I thought about that with LeBron. If his return, looking at how the pieces are working without him, the way he'll be able to kind of fill himself into those gaps there, this team could actually make a jump when he comes back as opposed to struggling to figure out where he goes.
Especially because for players like that, they're always around, they're always aware, and they know with their IQ how to integrate themselves back in. So hopefully you don't have a lot of time missed there. For more on tonight's matchup, great point. Check in with Mike Trudell. He's joining us from Atlanta. Hey, Mike.
Hey guys, welcome to Georgia. Well, Allie, as you of course know, only one undefeated road team left in the NBA, and that would be the Los Angeles Lakers. That will be put to the test tonight against Atlanta. But in starting with JJ Redick, I just want to ask him, has there been anything specific about the team's road success that they have been able to harp in on and kind of zone in on, or has that been more of a continuation of just how they played well in general this season? So here's how JJ answered that and a couple other questions.
I think it's reflected in the way that we have been able to get back to neutral in a very timely manner during any game, not just on the road, at home. I think it becomes more important on the road. That could be the other team gets on a hot streak and goes on a run. That could be we make a couple of mistakes in a row. Is the thing I talked about the other night after the Spurs game. You know, our ability just to get back together and focus on the next possession instead of worrying about what just happened. And, you know, there were games this time last year on the road at Minnesota, at Miami, where some things went wrong and we kind of fell apart. And so I think that's reflective of our group right now. And to your question, it becomes more important that you're able to do that on the road, you know, in front of a road crowd, and it's always difficult to win away from your building.
You just won a game in Portland where a lot of your guys were out. In this case, a lot of Atlanta's guys are out. Is there any re-emphasis of just like not taking a team lightly in that kind of situation?
There definitely will be.
Overall, defensively, how would you assess how the team is playing through 9 games, and what do you want to emphasize and maybe see as areas of improvement during this 5-game road trip?
Continue to work on our transition defense, continue to work on setting our shells, being in our shifts, finishing possessions. You know, they're going to run a ton of like-size pick and rolls. They're going to try to ghost out of everything. Our physical square to reds are going to be important. But overall, I like where our defense is at. I know we're middle of the pack in the ratings or whatever, but some of this individual stuff like DA's rim protection right now is the closest defender. He's near the top or at the top of the league. There's been a lot of bright spots for us. We're number 1 in the NBA in charges as of before yesterday's game. So we're doing a lot of really good things that we're trying to emphasize, and all the stuff that we're trying to do, we're growing, we're getting better. It's going to be an 82-game season where we're going to try to grow over all 82 games, and some stuff you're not going to be able to fully grow in until you're whole.
All right, so Allie, I'm looking up. They have a poll up in the corner of the arena. You can't see it, but I can. It says, what team has the most bandwagon fans? Right, they've got the Cowboys, 47%, the Lakers, 29%, the Warriors, 18%, and the Yankees, 6%. All I can say, I've been coming here since 2008. I don't think I would call the fans bandwagon anymore. There are so many Laker fans here. It's one of the best arenas in terms of you'll see purple and gold everywhere. So whether they were hooked by Big Game James and that crew, or even some going way back to Jerry West and Wilt in the 70s, but lots of purple and gold here in Atlanta. And that always makes for a fun atmosphere, at least from a Lakers persona, kind of watching things go here. So I don't know if I call them bandwagon, but definitely a lot of them.
You definitely got some head nods agreeing with you, Mike Trudell, here in the studio between Fish and Big Game.
Yeah, you know,
very purple and gold happy.
You bring the show to the people.
Sometimes that's what it takes. No big deal. Mike Trudell, we love that poll.
Those two were a big part of it.
Indeed they were. Bye.